There's a new tool out there called Nano Banana, and there are some crazy ways to make money online with this. People are making $5,000 a month and sometimes even more just by using this AI tool. So in this video, we'll look at 3 examples of how to actually make money using Nano Banana with a step-by-step guide on each method. You'll know exactly how to start making money with it by the end of this video. The first way to make money with this is by using Nano Banana to generate different poses. Let me explain. Content creators, particularly YouTubers, need to take really silly poses of themselves for thumbnails of their videos, including me, and I hate it so much. I'd rather just pay somebody to sort it for me without having to sit down and take weird poses every time. That's where Nano Banana comes in. And since so many content creators are making 6 figures a year or more, they'll happily pay a good one-time fee to have this done for them. So let's look at how exactly to do this. All right, guys, so this is a use case that I'm personally really excited about because this solves a pain point for me, and I would literally pay money for this service. So let's come over to our Gemini Nano Banana, and we're actually going to be using LoveArt. LoveArt makes it much easier to actually use the Nano Banana image model. You could just go to Gemini and do this, but I really prefer doing it in LoveArt. It makes this process so much more simple. And I'm really happy I discovered this hack. So let me go ahead and start now. So again, for this first use case, we're going to be taking images of somebody who is a content creator and generating different poses for them for their thumbnails. And this is a pretty simple use case. And this is why I want to show you the very first use case. So what I'm going to do is first of all, upload an image of our subject, and I'm just going to use an image of me. So right here, I have this image of me that I've actually used in my thumbnails before. It's a very clear image. We need to make sure it's a clear image. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a couple of different examples and say, take this image of this guy and make him in this pose. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to upload one of these. So let's first of all start with this one with this guy like shushing. I'm going to send that off to LoveArt, and I'm going to show you the workflow inside of LoveArt and how this actually works. So it's going to think about it. It's going to then begin crafting this image, and it's going to pull up the Gemini Nano Banana image model and basically recreate this image. So you can see it's analyzing the image, it's creating a smart plan, and it's actually executing the image generation. That is why I personally like LoveArt. You don't have to use it, but I really do think it's going to be powerful if you plan on selling Nano Banana as a service. Boom, and just like that, in about 10 seconds, we got this image of me shushing. And let me show you something that is extremely cool, and again, a reason why I like to use LoveArt, and I think it'll be useful for you. So what we could do is we could actually click on this image, we could download it right here, and as you can see, we now have this super high quality image of me shushing. We have a pose here now that we could then actually use for our thumbnails or sell to a content creator, for example. So let me go ahead and do this with a couple other different poses, and then I'm going to show you the end result. So I'm going to then try to actually recreate this exact pose from Callaway, say, now make the same guy in this pose. And you guys will be very surprised at how seamless this process is inside of LoveArt using Nano Banana. This is a really easy service to sell to content creators. Boom, here we go. We have this image of me now. Again, I could just quickly download this image. Let me go ahead and upload like 4 or 5 other different poses, and we're gonna go on to the next use case. All right, so we now have all of these thumbnail images. This literally took me less than like 3 minutes. And what I would do is I'd make like 10 to 15 images and send these to the YouTuber or the content creator that you're actually looking to pitch your services to. And then just to show you something for fun, what I did is I clicked on this and I clicked this chat button and I said, turn this into a video with Sora 2, which is OpenAI's new image generation model. And inside of LoveArt, you're able to actually create videos. So look at this. This is a video from this image. That's pretty crazy. Maybe I touch on some use cases on how to actually use Sora 2 to create videos and viral videos of content creators and pitch that as a service to them as well. So if it was me, I'd happily pay a one-time fee of $200 to $500 on the higher end for this to be taken off my plate. The way you'd monetize this is simply by reaching out to content creators. Start cheap, and as you get more reviews and proof that people like your service, you could charge more and more. And think of it this way, you'd only need 10 people to make $5,000 a month, which is super doable. The second way to make money is by creating product mock-ups for e-commerce brands. You see, anyone who sells stuff on Shopify, Etsy, or Amazon needs lots of product photos, different angles, colors, and styled backgrounds. And shooting all of these variations is expensive and time consuming. It's a big inconvenience too, because you have to get a photographer to take them or the founder has to take these photos themselves. With Nano Banana, you could take one base photo and generate 20 to 50 high quality variations with different colors, textures, styled backgrounds, and seasonal looks. Let me show you exactly how to do it right now. All right, so we're back inside of Love Art, and let's actually start generating our product mockups and advertising graphics that we could start pitching to e-commerce companies. So here is what we're actually going to test out as our first thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this image of this cologne bottle and we're actually gonna generate advertising mockups for this. So here's the prompt if you wanna take a look at it. I used ChatGPT to help me craft this. I'm gonna send this off to Love Art and it's gonna then start creating these graphics and we're gonna make some changes to this and we're gonna create like 10 to 15 different advertisement images that we could actually pitch to this company. All right, so it's actually giving us 3 different design preferences that we want to go for this Chanel advertisement. So do we want to go with Blue Smoke Symphony, Midnight Metropolis, Cinematic Spotlight, all this stuff? Let's go ahead. Let's just start with this Blue Smoky Symphony and let's run with that. Actually, I guess we could choose multiple of them. So let's use this Cinematic Spotlight and then the Marble Luxury as well. So now what it's going to do, it's going to begin creating 3 separate styles of different advertising mockups for us to use. And this is why Love Art makes this whole process of using Nano Banana so much more simple, and it's going to make it more simple when you start selling this as a service. So here are the initial outputs. These look pretty solid, but let's go ahead and go for a different angle here. So I'm going to come back over to ChatGPT, just say help me make a prompt to create advertising images for this cologne bottle. I want to just test a couple different variations here since these all look kind of similar. Boom, and just like that, we have all of these different images here with these different styles. You could see this marble style, you could see this style here with like this ice and as if they're melting. I really like these ones. I think this fits the brand really well. These would make for really good images for this company to actually run ads with. So that is how we could do this inside of Love Art in literally like 5 minutes. And we could begin actually taking these, downloading them, and pitching them to these companies. One thing I do want to mention too is if we want to upscale our images to make them look even higher quality, even though this looks pretty high quality, we can click this HD button, click on that button there, and what it's going to do is it's going to begin making this even more high definition, and I'm going to show you a before and after of how good it actually is. And there we go. That's a really high quality image here. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but there is a pretty decent difference in terms of like this one looks blurrier since it's the original one, and then this one is cleaner, and I mean that's super high quality. I could then just click on export, and now we have this image, and look at how good that looks. That looks like a professional graphic designer image. This service will save brands thousands on photo shoots, or if they're still growing, they could focus their time on the things that will actually make them money, not messing around by taking pictures. So here's the important part. This is how I'd sell this service and how other people are selling it right now. I'd offer it as a product visuals pack. So here's some example pricing. For $97, you'd get 10 variations of one product. For $297, you'd get 50 variations of one product. And then for $497 per month via a subscription, you'd get a certain number of products per month. This obviously will only work with larger brands though, but there's tons of them out there. To land customers, all you need to do is target Shopify and Etsy store owners or dropshippers on Amazon. Then you could find mid-tier Shopify brands doing $10,000 to $50,000 per month in revenue, then DM them on Instagram or TikTok. You can say something like, I notice you only have 3 photos of your top seller. We could give you 20 plus styled variants for under $100. And once you deliver the service, you could upsell them by offering to refresh their product images every month for seasonal promos. The third way to make money with Nano Banana is by offering AI virtual staging for real estate agents. You see, the problem is that empty houses don't sell nearly as fast as furnished ones. And realtors know this, which is why they pay $200 to $400 per house for virtual staging. Nano Banana makes the process instant. You could take a photo of an empty room, upload it into Nano Banana, and generate a fully furnished and styled version, complete with modern, cozy, or luxury design presets. Let me show you exactly how to do this right now. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna show you probably my favorite use case here and the best opportunity that I personally see with Nano Banana, and that is actually creating these real estate staging photos from basically empty rooms. So take a look at this. We have this image of this pretty sweet living room. I wish this was my living room. And we automatically, using Love Art, generated this. So imagine going from this to this, like which one would you actually be interested in if you were looking at either buying or renting a house, for example? Same thing with this one. I took this image and like that looks very flat and very basic and turned it into this. It literally looks like an actual image of somebody's living room without having to like spend thousands of dollars to like furnish this place and get images generated of it. Same with this one. You can see it is this image right here, and then we automatically generated this using LoveArt. So I'm gonna show you exactly how easy it is to do this now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a new tab here. I'm just gonna pull up some images of our house that is empty basically. And let's just start with these two images of this house right here. So we have this image, that's a pretty sweet view. And then we also have this one right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say, I want you to furnish these rooms with a modern Scandinavian style. And we could obviously choose any style we want, but I think this just looks the best for these specific houses since they're kind of more modern. And I'm gonna say, as if you were a professional interior designer. I'm gonna send that off to LoveArt, and literally in like a couple of minutes, it's gonna add these images, but actually show them furnished. All right, and just like that, we actually have these images. So here's the first one right here. And then this is the furnished one. And then this is the second output here. And this is the unfurnished one right here. So you can see that the consistency in these images is really good. And I honestly think these look so much better than just the basic images that we have. And then again, as I showed you previously, what we could do is we could upscale these. So I'm gonna click on this upscale button, and I could just basically upscale it and make this more high quality and more HD. All right, so let me try one more example. Let's take this like cabin feeling house, and instead of going Scandinavian, let's just say, help me make this cabin feel cozy by designing the interior. All right, there we go. So now we have this image of this cozy cabin, a bit different feel than that like Scandinavian modern interior. Hopefully you could see how easy it is to actually create these interior design images that we could then pitch to real estate agents or people selling their homes. This is huge because realtors need visually appealing listings to attract buyers fast, and they could save hundreds per listing while still getting amazing photos. And I honestly think they'd take that deal any day. Here's exactly how I'd charge for it. So I'd be charging $30 to $50 per room, or $200 to $400 per house package, depending on how many rooms you do. And the outreach is extremely simple. Go to Zillow, Realtor.com, or Facebook Marketplace, find agents posting empty homes, and DM them something like this. Hey, I noticed your listings are empty. I could generate fully furnished, luxury styled photos in 24 hours for under $300. If you land just 10 houses a month, you're already hitting $2,000 to $4,000. And the best part, realtors love ongoing relationships. Once you impress them, they'll send you every new listing they get. So there you go, 3 legit ways to make money right now with Nano Banana. Number 1, we have selling poses to content creators who hate taking thumbnail photos, which is me. Number 2, creating product mockups for e-commerce brands that need endless visuals. And number 3, offering AI virtual staging for realtors to make their listings stand out and sell faster. And the best part is, none of these require anything crazy to pull off. You could start today with just the tool and some outreach. So if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and drop a comment letting me know which method you're gonna try first. And if you want more tutorials like this, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.